Hey guys, welcome back to our channel today. If you guys don't already know my name, I'm Abiola.
Hey, I'm James.
And we're so excited for today's video. This is a really requested topic, but we're actually going to do a twist on the question. A lot of people have been asking us, what do you think makes a relationship successful? And we've thought about it. We have a lot of things we can give you guys, and maybe we will do a video like that one day. But I think what's most helpful that most of us can agree on, we can all agree on what we don't want in a relationship. We feel that can be more useful to have a checklist of what you don't want, because that'll make the things that you do want a lot more obvious.
Do is speak on what works for us and some things that I think just universally we know doesn't work. So, obviously we talk about the basics. You have to communicate. You have to be willing to sacrifice.
Talking about the big things such as like trust, honesty, integrity, communication. Like, these are things that need to be addressed right away. Right. So I actually want to share a quick story. I was at a store the other day. I was around some girls. I want to say they were like early 30s. The conversation that they were having, I'm just like, people are still going through that. They're having conversations about like social media and snooping through each other's phones and, literally plotting on figuring out what's going on in this guy's life. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to have so-and-so call him because this is going on and he be lying. I'm just sitting there like, to me, that's like petty middle school, high school stuff. Like, snooping through each other's phones. Or I used to do this on three-way. Like, you have your friend on three-way and they'll mute their phone. Like, that was stuff that we did in middle school and high school. We had landlines before we even had cell phones. So I was just really shocked that that was still going on. Everyone can agree, I don't want to be with someone who's not trustworthy. I don't want to be with someone who lies. But actually, like, pursuing that and following through with that, I think is the most important step. Because if you just know something and you don't do anything about it, then, I mean...
Whenever you're going into any type of relationship, whether it be a friendship, whether it be an intimate relationship, you always have to look in the mirror first. So a lot of people say, I want a guy that does this, this, and this, or a guy say, I want a girl that looks like this, this, and this. Then you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, do I bring those things to the table? So let's just say, for example, as a guy going into a relationship looking for a partner, you're looking for a woman that's very attractive. She looks like a model. She's very pretty, in great shape physically. And you as the guy, you haven't even been to the gym in the last month, 2 months, 3 months. You can't expect somebody to look a certain type of way and then you're coming to the table looking like you haven't been to the gym at all. So that's just not a realistic thing to want.
Unless you make up in other areas. If you drive a Porsche and you have a lot of money,
right,
she may still be attracted to you. So
right,
but
and then you get into, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But finances kind of balances things out in that situation. But you get the point. You have to be bringing just as much or more to the table than what you're asking for. What type of person are you? You know what I mean? You have to look at yourself and say, well, have I been trustworthy? Have I been diligent in a relationship? Have I worked hard? Can she see the effort that I'm putting in? And vice versa. And if that's not the situation, then you have to go back to the drawing board, focus on yourself first, and then you can go out and attract the partner that you want, not necessarily have to look for them.
I think that's one thing that really helped me. I was looking for someone that I wasn't ready for. When I spoke about this in our other video, the We Broke Up video, I'll link it right here. But I literally wanted something that I wasn't prepared for. And when I say prepared, I wasn't the person I needed to be in order to sustain that type of relationship. So literally over a 3-month period, I'm like, I want to marry this type of guy. I was reading books on how to become a better person, not just spiritually, but just like literally a better person. Like, how do you serve people better? How do you respond to criticism? I just wanted to just grow, and I had a strong hunger to just be a better person. So I was able to attract a better person. And I really believe that we weren't ready for each other when we met. Everything that we wanted was what we wanted, but we weren't the people that we needed to be to attract that type of relationship. So either change who you are or change what you want. You really can't have both. I'm not willing to settle for just any relationship. This is what I want. But one reason why we decided not to do what makes a successful relationship, because most people, when I tell them that what I've done, they're like, oh no, that's a lot. Or maybe they don't want to wait as long as I did. It's just not for them, and that's fine. I don't care. They don't care. But I can tell you what you don't want is a liar, someone who's not trustworthy, someone who's not financially wise. Like, I know so many people who literally make money and it's going within hours. And it's not going towards things that matter, like a household bill or rent. Like, they literally spend their money on tangible things that don't make a difference.
Right.
Or they gamble it away, they buy lottery tickets. You do those things for hobbies, and maybe you don't even have responsibilities. By all means, go ahead. But if we're talking about a marriage relationship, it's really like this, a seesaw. What you see today in your relationship is what you saw when you first got together. Don't expect someone to change because time has passed or now we're married. What you're seeing today is what you saw. Whatever they were doing back then, now it's just magnified because you guys have gotten closer.
And you can't change them.
Yeah, you can't.
Please stop thinking that you can change somebody.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, so I really do believe you can't change people, but I do think you can inspire change.
Absolutely.
By you changing. So in a sense, you're kind of changing them. Like, it's like a chain reaction.
You're not changing them. They have to be. So, and for me personally, I see it more so from a woman's side, thinking that they can change a guy. Yeah. And it's you can't, you know, I mean, you can be a great woman. And it's not to discredit anything that you've done or the person that you are. You know, you might be phenomenal, but if the guy is really not ready, he's not going to make a change to become a better person. And it has nothing to do with you. And, you know, you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. But at the same time, you have to look and say, am I willing to wait on him, or should I move on and find somebody else? Don't sit around and wait for somebody that's not ready and they don't look like they're going to be ready anytime soon. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy.
And you can also inspire change by leaving.
Absolutely.
We actually just heard the Jay-Z interview or something like that, but he talked about that. Like, he was doing his dirt. He was treating Beyonce wrong, and she was ready to leave him. And that was like, whoa, like, and that inspired his change. So a lot of times women, they may be afraid to leave, or maybe they feel like nothing will change. So nothing's going to change. I might as well just stay here. Maybe this is as good as it'll get. But don't settle. Like, literally gain a courage. Work on yourself while you're in whatever relationship that you're in. You can really work on yourself when you have alone time, and build your self-esteem, build your confidence, and give yourself that option to leave. Because who knows, maybe by you leaving, that's the wake-up call that he or she needed, because it goes both ways.
Right.
You'll never agree 100% on how you should spend your money. He doesn't shop. I'm pretty sure, like, within the next few months, you guys are going to see him recycle his shirts. Like, he has the same amount of clothes. He doesn't buy things for himself. Me, on the other hand, I shop. Actually, I haven't been shopping in a while. Well, I bought 2 nail polishes for like $2. But they were a great deal. OPI nailish. Well, whatever. OPI nailish was $1.19 a piece. And after my discount, they were like 92 cents a piece. I was so hyped I had to get them. So that was like... you know, you gotta reward yourself for, you know, sticking to your goal. I have not shopped in so long. I was like, I deserve these $2 nail polishes, right? Right? So, I'm right?
And I'm okay with that. Focus on yourself. I'll do the finances. What your job is in a relationship is to make sure you're working out consistently, you're eating right. I do want her to cook for us so we don't eat out as much, and that goes back to taking care of yourself. Mm-hmm. So we're eating a little bit healthier. I just wanted to focus on herself. So the nail polish I'm okay with. I'm okay with her going out and getting manicures and pedicures, paying to get your hair done. That stuff is okay with me. But don't waste money on stuff, you know, that's useless.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't think of anything offhand. She doesn't really do that too much, which is good.
Yeah, I think that we're both very financially responsible.
Right.
Like, I've always been really good with money. All my family and friends always, they know that. Like, he's just frugal. Like, he just doesn't spend his money. Like, he literally can just not buy stuff. And I'm like...
I wouldn't need if I didn't have to.
Financial responsibility is very important. You have to be with someone who handles their money. And can you have a conversation about money? Whether you're in a bad place, whether you're in a good place. If you're not talking about money, that's a really big issue. To me, that's worse than not communicating at all.
Worse than being broke.
Yeah, it's worse than being broke. Mm-hmm. And it's not like, oh man, we got this bill. Like, that's not the conversation. Money does not have to equate struggle. For us, we think about money like, how can we make it work for us?
Right.
Like, we get excited when we talk about money because we want to leverage ourselves. We want to have money coming in when we're sleeping. So you need to be able to talk about where we're going. You need to have a vision for your relationship. An unsuccessful relationship, you can't talk about money. You don't have any vision. Like, if you're living just day to day, and we're not saying, like, don't live in the present. Of course, enjoy where you are. But have a plan. Where we're going to be in 6 months. Where we're going to be in a year. You got to be able to talk about money. You got to be able to talk about growth. You got to be able to talk about the past too. Like, what did we do in the past that didn't work, and how can we change that for our future?
If you can't communicate more about the future than you are about the past, then that's a good indication that it's not a good relationship. And that's something that can be changed. You know, you can redirect the focus of your relationship, but that has to be the focus. The future is more important than the past, because you can affect the future, you can't affect the past. All right, what's our next move? Mm-hmm. You know, how does our next move affect your mood? I was just asking her, you know, how do you feel about, you know, what we're going to be doing in the near future? How would it make you feel? What would change? What would your mentality be? I said the reason that I'm asking all these questions is because I'm taking away your excuses. So, you know, I'm asking questions strategically because I want to know that I am doing everything that I need to be doing in a relationship as the man, as the provider, to eliminate any excuse that you might have. So if I put you in a place that you need to be completely sold out on taking care of yourself, which means going to the gym. There's no reason for you not to be cooking if I put groceries in the refrigerator. There's no reason for, certain things just can't happen if I put you in this place. And that's what I was asking about. And, she agreed. Once I told her after I asked all the questions, she was kind of like, uh-oh, like, now the pressure's on.
I didn't do that.
She was nervous. Believe me, she was nervous. Believe me.
Babe, I was not nervous. What are you talking about? How was I nervous?
She was nervous.
What did I say? What did I do? What made you think I was nervous?
She just had like the little grin on her face, like, uh-oh.
If you can't financially move forward yet, work with what you have. We've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a long time. I just got to a point where I'm like, look, we need to start this channel. Just because we don't have the studio setup that we want right now, just because we don't have the camera equipment, the lighting, like we just make sure we record facing a window. Make sure, hopefully the clouds don't pass. Whenever that happens, it's like, come on, man. Like, it just gets so dark. It's like, yeah, we need to control our lighting, but we just eliminated excuses. I do think if you can limit, like just basically set some boundaries in the beginning, that'll help you really understand who the person is and what their intentions are right away. If you don't have boundaries set, you don't know when the lines are being crossed. And I know that sounds like cliche or just very obvious, but that really is like a big deal. And this is not even just talking about physical, this is talking about mental, spiritual. You have to know, like, what are my expectations up front? What do I expect from you? And when do you know you've crossed the line? Who's going to hold you accountable? The boundary is like the accountability mark in your relationship. So you know, okay, I've gone too far. I'm not doing enough. Unsuccessful relationships, just they don't have any accountability. There's no boundaries set. You don't communicate. You can't talk about money because that's very important. I think a lot of people undervalue how important money is in a relationship. You have to be able to talk about money. Money is everything. Money isn't everything, but it is everything.
Right.
Everything you want to do, you need money for. Where you live, money dictates what you eat. It dictates how you look. It dictates where you live. It dictates what you drive. It dictates where you work. Like, money literally is everything. It dictates how you can take care of your family.
Right.
If somebody called me today and say, hey, can you loan me a certain amount of money? The amount of money that I have available dictates how much I can give them. Like, right. Money is everything. So you got to be able to treat it as if it's that important, because it is.
Like she said, it's not the money itself, but it's the ability to be able to move. Is the first thing that you think about how much money I have, or is the first thing that you think about, do I want to do this?
Yeah. That's
really what it comes down to. If people call you to ask you for stuff, you go shopping and you check your bank statement. Money literally dictates so much about our lives, that you really want to get it as an issue out of the way. So we always say get money as an issue out of the way so you can focus on the things that are really important.
What would you say is the most important thing for people who are just entering a new relationship, or maybe you're in a relationship for some time and you're trying to evaluate where you are? What would you say is the most important thing? What's like step number one for a person who really wants to change some things?
So I think step number one is to look at yourself. Say, what is it that I bring to this relationship? What is it that I have to offer to my potential mate? And
can we take it a step further? If you're not in a relationship and you're looking for a potential partner, you can say, who am I today and what kind of relationship will that attract?
Right.
And is that what I want? So Absolutely. If you know you want this and you do a real hardcore check in the mirror and it's not where you want to be, you know that you're not going to attract this if you're still down here.
Exactly.
So that's where I was. I knew I wanted a certain relationship, so I'm like, I have to really grow. And I focused on that.
If you look at that thing, that's the core to me. If you look at yourself first and you say, this is what I have to offer, I'm bringing these things to the table, this is what I want to hit this goal, so I need to become this type of a person, like she said. If you get yourself to that point, then you can genuinely go into any relationship saying, this is what I deserve, these are my standards, and I'm not going to set them any lower based on anyone else, because I worked hard to get to this point.
And don't be apologetic about it. Like, I went through that a little bit. Like, I remember just being called names. There were guys who I would talk to maybe a week or two, and stuck up. I've been called the B word. You think you're too good. And I've been discouraged by so many people. People who are even close to me. Like, you're not going to find a guy who's going to be not having sex. You crazy? Like, I would have people literally telling me I was out of my mind for the expectations that I had. But I was like, no. Like, I knew that what I wanted was what I deserved. And why would I settle for less? How can you know you want more and just accept something? First of all, it's not even fair to the person that you've accepted. Like, I know you're not enough for me, but I'm going to just deal with you because I don't want to be lonely. Why even bother? Like, be okay just being alone. Be content with who you are and be good. Just be happy. Be the example, actually. Because that's what I would tell myself. Like, if I get through this, if I get what I want, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And then now I can be the example for people who want what I have.
Right.
They're going to be like, well, how'd you do it? Well, let me tell you. And then now they'll be like, okay, well, it worked for her, so maybe it'll work for me. Like, somebody has to do it. I was willing to go through that. That was a hard time. It really was. But you got to do it. Somebody has to do it. Right. Why not you?
The next thing is you have to communicate. You have to say, these are the things that I bring. Like she said, don't bite your tongue and say, well, I'll just deal with you because I don't think I'll find anything better. Let them know, like, this is what I work for. This is what I see in a mate. Do you have this to offer? And they're going to either tell you yes they do or no they don't.
And even if they say yes they do, like, just look at their fruit. It may take some time. Some people can front for a while.
Absolutely.
And God forbid you don't waste your time with somebody. But even if you do, be willing to walk away. Again, you may be able to inspire change in them, but if you don't, you learn something out of it. Absolutely. Everything's a lesson. You can just move forward from that.
No toe dipping type of thing. You have to be all in. You can't be afraid. So it takes courage to be in a relationship. A lot of people, they say, you know, I'm done with relationships. This is why I don't want to be in a relationship because of this. And you see different memes and stuff like that. To be honest, like you just have fear, and it's okay to be scared. But you have to overcome the fear and have courage to put yourself on a line, be willing to get hurt, and then based on if you do get hurt, not say, well, because I got hurt by this person, I'm going to take it out on every other female or every other male in the universe. That doesn't work like that.
And then what if you don't get hurt? What if it's something good?
Absolutely.
So,
but you have to be very attentive to the person. Pay attention to, you know, what their actions, not just what they say. And if their actions line up to what they say, you have to yeah, it's a thumbs up, but you have to test it with time. So if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's not long enough. Anybody can front for that long. They have to be consistent with their actions.
Ooh, another good thing. Look at their friends. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So you can't be talking to me about marriage and then you hang out with single guys who dog women. Like, your closest friends can't be the opposite of what you're claiming you are.
Absolutely.
What do other people around them say? Are they vain? Do they need, like, they gotta wash their car every day because they care about what people think about them? Like, stuff like that to me is a turn off. Why are you washing your car every day? Like, what are your intentions? You want to be seen? You gotta have your music blasting going down the street? Like, that's, to me, like, you need too much attention. You don't feel good about yourself on the inside. You need validation from too many people. And I don't want to get in a relationship where I have to be a constant. Now, I'm going to assure you, I'm going to let you know how I feel. I can't be that crutch. You know, like that. There's so many other things that I think relationships are designed for. Like, we're supposed to be out here serving people, like changing the world, using each other, like his strengths complement my weaknesses and vice versa. I can't be sitting here trying to grow you. Like, we're grown. You just have to be consistent across the board. We're talking about life partners. This is not something to play with. If you really see yourself being married, like raising kids, like that's a whole nother topic. What you want your kids seeing? Come up with a list of things that you will not accept. Are they trustworthy? Do they lie? Even at the smallest things, like if you're lying about the little things, literally how you are over this area is going to roll over into this area. How you do anything is how you do everything. So I can't give you kudos for going to work on time, yet you never show up to pick me up on time. Like, you just can't pick and choose like that. You got to be consistent. And I think spirituality is important. Some people may not agree. I mean, again, this is all relative. But a 3-strand cord is better than a 2-strand cord. What I mean by that, if you just think about a braid won't unravel as quickly as a twist. He's 1 strand, I'm 1 strand, and then our 3rd strand in our relationship is Jesus Christ. A 2-strand cord, if it's just the 2 of us and then we're arguing, we're fighting, what do you have to lean back on? And it may not be Jesus Christ. It may be, maybe you have someone that you guys really trust, an accountability partner. Maybe go see a therapist. I don't know. Find out something that you can have in your relationship that you can both point to keep you guys accountable. And last, just have fun. I always say this, but you gotta have fun. Can this person be silly? Can they joke around? Can they just be a fun person to be around? Because when life does get hard, you can't be with someone who's never been able to just make you feel better.
So for a topic like this, I think it's always, you know, an ongoing conversation. If you want us to do a part 2, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely be willing to do that. There's so much that goes into a relationship. It's not very complicated. It's very simple, but you have to be very diligent. It's like rolling a boulder down a hill. You know, once you get it moving, and once it starts to pick up momentum, it just becomes like, it's like clockwork. You know, you no longer have to think about it. So you definitely have to.
What? I'm sorry. Is that weird?
You turned all sharp. But yeah, you definitely have to. You know, you have to work in the beginning, but once you lay down the foundation, just stay consistent, and that's how it works. So thank you guys for watching. I must have said something that inspired my wife or something like that. So she's hugging me and stuff. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah. Once you get it going, it's just like, it's easy now.
Right. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll go into details about different things. Leave comments about what exactly you want us to talk about so we can kind of focus the conversation, because there's so much that goes into a relationship. It's not complicated. It is very simple, but there are a lot of little different topics that you want to focus on.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye. Mwah.